Hi, I'm Streaky, this is Metropolis Studios, and today is Q&A day. Q&As that people have asked me in the comments in YouTube, so I thought I would answer them here. It's a lot easier than having to type for too long, and I can't really get across everything I want to say really in a comment. So the first one is, where in the chain do you have your multiband compressor? Now, I use a multiband compressor as a kind of dynamic EQ in a way. So I tend to have it, I always have an EQ first in the chain. In a previous video I talked about having the backs, when I did a review on that. I was talking about having the backs at the top, so that because it's a big shelf thing, so I can sort of sweep things out and just get a kind of balance right, you know, like get it, if there's loads of top I can sort of rebalance it. Then I kind of have more of a parametric EQ, like a Masalek after that, or a Sontec, just so I can start getting into a bit of detail. Then I'll get into putting some juice on it. So compression as in, you know, tubes and just putting units through the chain that are just adding flavours. And then I have the multiband after those compressors, because then I can kind of manipulate the sound a little bit more. Sometimes I'll just be compressing the bass end. I'll have a compressor after as well, just so that if I compress the bass end, I can like squeeze everything up a little bit more again. So I kind of tend to have all the compressors around the same place, and then after the multiband I'll have an EQ, just because I think that sometimes when you have compressors on, you want to just add a little bit more top sometimes, just to open it up again. Because I use the multiband, as I say, as a dynamic EQ, so I'm using it to kind of push the sound around a little bit, to really tighten up the low end, or use it as a de-esser after some EQ. So I might put a load of top on, de-ess it, and then put some more top on afterwards, just in a different areas, just some more air or something at the end, just so that it's not S'y but it's still open, and I've sort of cleared the S's up before. So the multiband is for clearing things out, getting a bit more movement in the track after it's maybe had a touch compression to glue it together. So I hope that helps you. It's really a matter of taste, and it's a matter of moving it around and seeing where it suits you best. For me, that sort of chain that I just said suits me fine. It means I can get going. It means that I'm always know where I'm at, but it does change occasionally. So the next question is, you say you like cars, so what car does a mastering engineer drive? Bit random, I do love cars. So this is my current ride and I'm loving it. That's it. That's my new car that I'm driving. It's mega. It's a Defender, a Land Rover Defender. It's amazing. So, next question. I keep seeing you change your near fields. Why? Isn't it best to stick with one pair? Well, near fields for me, I've been moving around. I mean, you can see in here, they've got an array of near fields. NS10s, Proax and the Rocks. Now, mix engineers I've worked with, or I've been in the studio with, tend to have 10 pairs of speakers, little ones, big ones, whatever. Mastering engineers tend to not have any near fields, a lot of them, or they don't use them. They have one big full range set of speakers, which really is ideal. But I quite like to have, personally, I quite like to have another set of near fields. I learnt on near fields. I had a very, very small room when I first started, so I just had one set of near fields, and that was it. And then I got into using NS10s because everybody said you should use NS10s, so I got into using those, and they became my security blanket. And then, as I've still got the same set of NS10s I had then, because I kept them. I've changed them a lot. There's a video somewhere, I'll link it up somewhere, where I'm talking about my NS10s, where I put silver cable inside, put gold connectors, blah blah. I went mental with it, but they did sound better. But now I just thought, oh, it's got to be something out there. The technology that's around now, I can find something that's going to work for me better than NS10s. There's got to be something that's clearer. So I've been on this eternal quest to find the right pair. Now the rocks I quite liked for a while, but I like to crank up near fields just to get a bit of feel. I listen quite loudly anyway, so sometimes I do want to crank them up. The rocks start farting in the bass end when you get too when you get too loud. So I've asked them to do a little Streaky mod on them. So they're going to strip a little bit of the bass out and they're going to send me a new set. So I'll review those when they come. That'll be great to see what they sound like. I'm into the PSIs. I'm going to do a review of those later. Focals I've tried. I sit with them for a bit. If they won't last long if I'm not into them. But there's so many nice speakers around now, near field speakers, that it seems a shame not to use a lot of them. I've always got my big set for my main reference, and I know where I'm at with those. So it's interesting for me just to play and listen. And when you get a new set of speakers or a new set of headphones, you go through your whole record collection again, or all the tracks to your reference material, and it's really fun just to listen to things and hear how they sound on those speakers and push the speaker a little bit. But yeah, I'm kind of on an eternal search. I think it's also because I really like my B&Ws before I came to Metropolis, and I like that hi-fi sound as well. So I'm kind of veering towards getting another set of those. But anyway, next question, the last question. What software do you use for sample rate conversion? Right, so sample rate conversion, I use software called Pyramix, which is really good. We tested loads of them. Pyramix was good. If it's for home studio stuff, Isotope RX, bang on. It sounds great. Pyramix is a little bit more high end. If you can get a Pyramix system, then get one of those to do sample rate conversion. And what else? Because I just thought at the time Pro Tools just didn't sound great. I haven't listened to Pro Tools, to be honest, for quite a while, but it just sounded terrible. When you did a sample rate conversion, it just really messed the sound up too much. Isotope RX does a really good job, and but the main one is Pyramix is the best. Saracon is good by Vice. That's kind of second in line, and then third would be RX, but that's super high end. But definitely watch out for what software you do SRC in, sample rate conversion, because it really does affect the sound. And try not to sample rate at all if you can. If you can record at 96, 24 or 32, do that and keep it at that all the way through to give to the mastering engineer. It's better that the mastering engineer does the sample rate conversion rather than you do that. So when you're delivering files, deliver the files in the sample rate that you made them in, because that way the sample rate conversion can be either done naturally through the analog system. So you'll play in, say it's at 96, you can play into the equipment at 96, go really high res, but then capture at 44.1 if that's what the final format's going to be, and then that's lovely because you don't have to do any calculating ones and zeros. It's just a natural process. That's the ideal way, but ideal doesn't always work, as we know. So try and use Pyramix. RX if you have to. RX is a fantastic bit of software. I would say get a copy. There are some dodgy versions out there. Not that I've got one, but I know there are. So if you buy one, you will definitely. The thing is, if you get the crack, you will definitely buy the full version. I guarantee it, because you will use it all the time. It's brilliant at taking clicks off and stuff. I'll do a review of it because I think that's probably the best way for me to show you what it does. Anyway, that's it for Q&A this week. If you've got any questions, please put them in the comments. I will definitely answer them. If you've got any equipment you think I should review, then I'm up for doing that. So just tell me what equipment you want. I mean, we have got racks and racks and racks of equipment here. So if you want me to put anything through them, if you want to hear any of them, if you want me to do any, Neve against Neve plugin or whatever, let me know. I'm always interested in messing around and hearing how it sounds for myself. if I've got the time, that is. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'll stop mumbling on, and see you next time. Please like the video if you liked it. Please subscribe, and thanks for watching. Bye.